Good morning students. Welcome back to C++ class. In today's class, I will explain you about why do we need a private members inside a class and separating a class specification from an implementation. Two topics I will cover today. Okay, what is the first topic? Why do we need private members? Okay, why do we need the private members? See, actually it is a class. Inside the class, we have a private data members, public. Okay, protected is also there. Okay, so if you have declared any data member as a public and any member function as a public, other classes can also use that properties. If it is the inheritance, other classes can also use these properties. Okay, so but if you want to restrict, you want to provide a security for your data and you are restricting other classes to use your class data, then you can declare such data inside the private. Okay, so let us private int id, int char, name, 25, it's int age, like this. So if you have declared any data, any variable, any data member, any member function as a private, then whatever only that can be accessed inside the class. If any other class want to use that properties, it is not possible. Okay, so finally, what is the use of the private members? Actually, why we need a private is if you want to provide security for your data members and member functions which are declared inside the class. So if you have declared that data members and member functions inside the class, then what happens? You can restrict other classes to use your properties. Okay, so whatever members you have declared as a private, so that members can be used by that class. The methods which are available inside that class only can use the variables of that class. Other class member functions cannot use the data members of this class. So that is the purpose of private. Only the thing is we are providing security for our data members. Okay, now I'll give you the example program which illustrates private. Why we need a private members. See, I'm creating a one class. Immediately inside the class, we give a private colon. Okay, here I am giving a int id. Class name you give. Here I am giving the employee. Next int id, int age, char, name, 20 characters. Okay, see these are called as the data members. Whatever variable you are declaring inside the class, that variables are called as a data members, and I am declaring this inside the private access specifier. Okay, next data members. It is the name of the class and it is an access modifier or access specifier. Access modifier. Three modifiers we have: private, public, protected. According to your requirement, you can use any one of the access specifier. So this is the data members which I have declared inside the private. Now I will create one member function under private only. Void read example. This is a function which should be enclosed by the braces. Now cout enter id. The user will give the id that should be stored inside the id variable. Next cout enter age. Next that will be stored inside the age variable. Next one more cout enter name, name. So this is a void void read. Okay, one member function I have created, then that member function I have created inside the public. Now I will create one more member function under private only, that is void show. Okay, now here cout id, cout age, cout name. Right. Over two member functions have declared inside the private access modifier. Now after this I am closing the class definition. So class definition is over. Clear? Now the next one is creating a main class. Int main function. Int main. Okay. Next actually what is the main function used here? You can create objects inside a class. Now here, what is the name of the class? Employee. What is the name of the object? E1 and create. Okay, when you create an object, then only you can access whatever members are there in the class. Otherwise, it is not possible. Right, start this. E1 dot. What is the first method? Read. Okay. After this, E1 dot show, two methods and call. That's it. Okay, this is the class and here it is an object. And it is called as a member function call. Okay, so here we are calling the member functions. That is called as member function. Why? Because I have declared that member function inside the class. So whatever functions you have created inside the class, that are called as a member functions of a class. Whatever variables you have declared inside the class, that are called as a data members of a class. Now here, this is the name of the class is employee. Under private, I have created three variables that are called as a data members. Under this only I have created two functions. One is a read and the second one is a show, two functions. In this, using this function I am taking this three variables value from a user. Cout and cout. Cout is nothing but the common input. Understood? Now, these three values are ready. The three values I am printing by using the void show method. But when these two methods are executed, when you create an object, at that time only the methods will be executed. So in the main function, I have created one object, E1. Okay, E1. Next, using E1, if you create an object, then only you can access the members of this class. Otherwise, it is not possible. Okay, so E1 dot read means I am using one object of this class. Using that object, I am calling a read method. Using the same object, I am calling a show. Okay, you take screenshot of this. So, but in real time, what happens is if there is an inheritance, more than one class can be created inside a single program. So, when more than one class is there inside a single program, you want to provide security for your data. That is possible by using this private. Okay, example, if you have given a public here, any other class in the same program can use your properties. But once if you have given your data members and member functions as a private, other classes cannot use these properties. Okay, take screenshot of this. Now the next topic is actually I plan to explain separating the specification from implementation, but before that I will explain one topic, that is declaring a member functions, types of declaring member functions. Okay, so in how many ways you can create? As I already said, class, if you have created a class, example class S1, it is a class. So class is a collection of variables and methods. That whatever variables you have declared inside the class, that are called as a data members. Whatever functions, whatever methods you have declared inside the class, that are called as a member functions. Okay, so that member, whatever member functions you have inside the class, that can be created in two ways. Okay, first one is inside the class. Member functions can be created inside the class. And the second one is member function can be declared outside the class. Okay, two ways we can create member functions. One is inside the class and the second one is outside the class. Okay, so if the member function, now we discuss inside the class. Member function can be declared inside the class. Okay, example, class, employee, EMP I am giving. You can give any name to a class. Now open the brace and close this brace. Okay, so whatever data members and whatever functions are there, that should be between this opening and closing braces. Okay, now here I am creating just now given int id, int age, only two variables are taken, two data members are taken, these are data members. Next here I am declaring one method, that is int, not int, void read. See here only one thing you need to remember. Where I am declaring the function? Inside the class. This is the class. Here I am closing the class. Okay, means inside the class only I am declaring the function. So this is called as a declaring a function inside the class. Void cout enter age. Next, C8 page. Cout enter ID. C8 ID. Okay, so this is the function. I am closing this function. Okay, but the thing is where we are declaring this function inside the class. Okay, so that is the first method. Okay, right now. Just you take screenshot of this. What is the second method? Declaring a function outside the class. Okay, where we declare the function? Outside the class. Okay, when we declare a function outside the class, there we'll use the scope resolution operator. The second method is defining function outside the class. Example, class, EMP, two variables are creating same, int age, next int ID, two variables, two data members I am creating. Now, private, or you can do a public, no problem. Public, here also you do a public, void, read. Okay. Next void show. Two functions I am declaring and I am closing the class. But where is the function body? I am not giving the function body inside the class. After closing this class, using a semicolon you are closing the class. No? After closing the class, I will give the body of the function. Okay. So that is, you can see. First you need to give the data type of the function. Okay. What is the data type of the function? Void. Next, name of the class. Employee. Next, this is called as the scope resolution operator. So whenever you are declaring a function outside the class, then whenever you are defining a function outside the class, that should be preceded with the class name and a scope resolution operator. This 2 colon is called as a scope resolution operator. Next, here you need to give the function. What is the function name here? called as a written type of the function. A written type. What type of result you are getting from the function? That is a written type of the function. And it is called as the name of the class. Why we are giving the name of the class? As already explained, in one single program you may have a number of classes. So when you are defining the function outside the class, you need to give the information about the class, to which class this function is belongs to. Okay, which class function you are defining, that information will be by using this one. This is the written type, name of the function, name of the class, and it is the name of the function. Name of the function. And remember one point, when you are defining the function after the class, then you need to check this function name should be same. Even upper cases, lower cases should not also change. Okay. Now here I am giving the body of the function, because only the name of the function I have given in a class, and outside the class if you want to define, you need to give the complete definition of the function. Same I will give cout, enter, age. Age. Next, cout, enter, ID. I am giving same example program so that easily you can learn ID. Now, function definition is over. So once the function definition is over, you can call that function from the main. So int main. So main function. Here I will create an object for this class. So here what is the name of the class? EMP E1. So once you have created an object for the class, then you can access all the methods of the class. Okay. So here E1, what is the name of the method? Read. See here I have not given a show. After this you can add the show method also. And in the execution part I will add that. E1, what is the name of the function? Read. And if you have given the definition of the show, you can give show also. So here only the thing you need to remember is, in two ways we can give the definition of the function. One is inside the class and the second one is outside the class. Means after closing the class you can give the definition of the function. Okay, so in the previously whatever I have given, that is inside the class. In the inside the class only I have given the declaration, I have given the definition also. But here only the declaration I am giving inside the class, and the definition, this is a function definition, where I am giving after closing the class. Here I am opening the class, here I am closing the class. After closing the class, I am giving the definition of the function. Okay, so when you are giving the definition of the function after closing the class, then this should be given. This is scope resolution. These two columns should be given. So the same as this syntax you have to follow. Written type of the function, what is it? This written type should be same. EMP is the name of the class. This class should be same. Okay, what it means? This class methods only we are defined. And if you are declaring any function outside the class, then class name and name of the class should be separated by a scope resolution operator. This is called as a scope resolution operator. Okay. So these are the two methods. Okay. Sometimes they will ask this question in two ways. In a short, how many ways we can define a function in a C++? Two ways. One is inside the class and the second one is outside the class. Only the difference is definition of the function will be outside the class. When you are giving a definition of the function outside the class, then that should be presented with the scope resolution operator. Okay, this is a small topic. And one more, before this I will explain why we need a private members. You don't want to share your class members with any other class. Then you can declare that all the members inside the private access modifier. So when you have declared any variable inside the private, then what happens? That can be shared by only the same class. That cannot be shared by the another class. Okay, if there is more than one class in the same program, then you can provide provide security for your data members by declaring that data members inside the private access modifier. Okay, so this class practical part I will add with this video only. In the next class I will explain separating class specification from implementation. Okay, thank you. Okay students, now I'll give you the practical part of a function declaration inside the class and outside the class. Okay, so first I will open the editor, developer C++. Here already we have so this is the editor where we'll write the C and I'm increasing the font size so that it will visible to you. Okay, so first you open the play new source file. So this is source file where we'll write the program. So first you type iostream. Next using namespace std. So whatever class is available in this module you can use. Okay, now you declare the class emp. Next opening and closing brace. Here you declare the members. Okay, by default whatever members you declare inside the class that are private. So int id. Next int age. 2 data members I am taking. Next you declare the function public. So here I am giving void read function name. Next void read, it is a function. So here the first one is we are giving a function definition, function declaration and a function definition inside the class only. So this is the first method. So inside the here is a function, so it should be. So here I am giving a cout, enter. What is the first variable? id. Enter id. Next c, that value should be stored inside the variable now. So cin id. Next cout, enter age. Cin age. So this is a function and this function I have declared inside the class only, first method. One more function I am declaring, void show. Next here cout id, cout age. So 2 functions. So only the thing you need to remember is these functions I have declared inside the class only, and the function definition should, class definition should end with the semicolon. So when you give the semicolon, class structure over, and here this void read is there, that where I have declared inside the class. Okay, now after that you create the main function, int main. Why we are creating a main function? In order to create an object. Okay, where we'll create an object inside the main function. The next one here, what is the name of the class? What name have given? emp. So give the emp e1. Here e1 is the object, emp is the name of the class. Once if you have created an object to a class, now you can use all the methods of that class. So e1 dot, what is the first method? Void read. Okay, just I am calling that method. This is called as the function calling. Next e1 dot show, the next function. Over. Save it. Here I am saving the file as a22 dot CPP. Same. Now come to this menu here, execute, compile. Okay, we'll see whether it is throwing any error or not. So it is throwing some error, expected semicolon before, where here I have not given. Save it, again go to execute, compile. So is there any error? Errors 0. Okay, now errors 0. Again go to execute, run. So this is your screen, output screen here. Here I am giving enter ID 101, age 25. Okay, right. So this is about a function inside the class. So same this whatever functions I have declared, now I am only declaring inside the class, and the function definition I am giving outside the class. Okay, what is one more function here? Void show, copy, next here and paste it. Now so two functions I have declared, but the function body I have not given. Where will give this outside the class will give. Now I am closing the class, semicolon. Now come to this here. After closing the class, you give return type void. What is the name of the class? EMP. EMP scope resolution operator. Next, what is the name of the function? Void read. Read function. Next, give the opening brace. Just whatever I have given, same you give. Next, what is the next function? Void show. Right, you remove this void. Here instead of the function, what you have to give? Name of the class, scope resolution, void show. Now, once if over. So these two functions I have declared outside the class. Right? Save it, Ctrl S, go to execute now. We'll see it is throwing any error or not. Execute, compile. So it is output screen here. We'll see is there any error. See, errors 0. Now go to execute, run. Same screen here reading. This is enter ID 101, age 25. Right, same output. Only the thing is, in the first example program I have declared all the functions inside the class. In the second example I have given name of the function inside the class, but function definition I have given outside the class. So this is syntax actually when you are creating any function, when you are defining any function outside the class. So when you are defining any function outside the class, first you should give the return type, name of the class to which class you are creating a function, and name of the class and the name of the function should be separated by a scope resolution operator. And the remaining function body and everything is same. Okay, so this is about different ways of defining a function in a C++. Okay, thank you.